Mensah, and I'm starting with this soundtrack by Shakira. Try Everything in the movie Zootopia. If you have not watched this movie, well, it doesn't even matter whether you don't like animation or cartoons. You need to watch Zootopia. It's a movie that tells of what a person's will, one person determined to change the world, how far that person can go, and the impacts that person can have on other people's life, and even in transforming like a whole country, a whole community. All right, and this is one of the songs that I personally really love, and it sits well with what we are going to talk about today, which is why were you born? Why were you born? And this is a question that I am hoping that I'm going to get an answer to. Why were you born, and what do you have for the world? What do you have for this world? So those are two things that we are going to look at. And on Sundays, we go back to introspection. We go back to God. We go back to looking at our lives and why we are here. And when you take a close look at what's happening in the world, a lot of us are getting to the point where we are literally conforming to this world and forgetting that, especially for us Christians, one of the things that we are asked not to do is not to conform to this world, not to conform to the ways of the world, not to, forget that we are here, but we are not of this world. And we are supposed to be different. We are supposed to be the salt of the earth. We are supposed to be the light, not hidden under a bushel or a basket, But I think the world is getting more and more, normalized. Like life in the world is getting normal, so we tend to do things that we feel it's normal, and we fail to really stop and think, why are we here? Because personally, I don't believe that anybody's birth is a mistake. I don't believe that anybody was born out of, hey, we didn't plan this. Yes, you may not have planned it, but God has a purpose for each life on this earth. And if you don't pay attention to why you were born, if you don't pay attention to what you have for this world, you would get sucked in the rat race of this world, and then you would start conforming to the standards that this world provides. And normally everybody knows that this world is all about what you have achieved, the possessions you have, because they equate your success to your net worth. All right, and as much as that is important, because money, wealth, and all those things that you're blessed with on this earth helps you to do a bit more and to impact lives more as well. So it's not something that I'm ever going to condemn, but sometimes we don't stop and see that it's really us conforming to the standards of this world. I mean, who said that it should be the way to go by finishing school and then getting a job and then getting married, having kids, settling down, and then just growing old and dying? I mean, is that supposed to be the norm for everyone, or that's what the world says? Because honestly, the world will say that when you get a job, it's an indication of growth, maturity, responsibility, and that's actually what you're supposed to do. So comparing that to probably starting your business, you're going out of the status quo. Or maybe if you decide that you're never going to get married, that is not the norm, so then it's like, okay, why are you going against the status quo? Or maybe you decide that, okay, you just want to spend the rest of your day taking care of the homeless, and they're like, but you have a lot of potential, you've gotten degree, why do you want to do that? So we fail to recognize that, yes, we are here for a particular reason, but we are not of this world. So then we should be careful not to get sucked in the rat race and then what the world considers, a life well lived. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to give accounts to the world. You're going to give accounts to God. So bear that in mind. You could have everything. You could have, even God says it, you can have everything in this world, and at the end you lose your soul. What have you gained? And that is something that sometimes we don't sit down to really think about. And you can take 6 days in a year, to do 6 days in a week to do whatever you want, pursue whatever you want. But on Sunday, the day of rest, have an introspective look at your life. All right, and then try and figure out why you really are here. Yes, go to work. I'm not saying stop your work. Don't go and quote me anywhere that I said stop your work. No. Listen, do what you have to do, but at least for Sundays, sit down and think, because sometimes the world can figure out a way of like piling so much responsibility and obligation on you that you literally, it sways you off what you're supposed to do. And everybody's life is supposed to make the life of the next generation easier, simpler, and more fulfilling. So then if through the things you're doing, you're not really affecting anything, any sector, any environment, any community, anybody, you really have to sit and think, why are you here? Why is it just to make money, build houses, marry, have kids, and die? Is that it? Is that really what life is? I mean, think about it. And today, Sundays, I just want it to be interactive, because 6 days I talk. Sundays, let's talk. Dovi, Ajo, Edwin, please, I beg. Let's talk. Tell me, why were you born? Why were you born? What is the thing that when you do, you find fulfillment in? What is the thing that you do and then you believe that if you have to give account to God on this particular thing, you would pass the test? I mean, what is that race that you're running for, which at the end of the day, you look back and say, you've actually run a good race. You fulfill the very purpose for which God brought you into this world, and you have nothing else to give, and you just have to go tell God that whatever assignments He gave you, you are done with it. Can you do it at this point? And one of the things that you need to note is that the giver of life, the one that holds our life, Jesus Himself, did not live for more than 33 years old. Or whatever age He lived, He didn't live for more than, I think it's 33, right? If I'm wrong, please correct me. But if the one that gives life did not live beyond 33 years old, what makes you think that you deserve to live beyond that? What makes you think that you deserve long life? What are you even using it for? It's just a reward for you to do more of what you've been called to do. So then if at this your current age, whatever age you are in, you're not going after the things that your Father wants you to. You are here for your Father's business, not to conform to this world and do what the world thinks is an indication of what success is for you. Don't be deceived. Do not conform to this world. And a lot of us are literally just conforming. The way we look, the way we speak, the things we have, the things we put on, the accessories we have, the houses we have, the pictures we take, the phones we hold. Everything is about conforming to this world. The things of this world are very beautiful. Trust me. But is that why you are here? Some of you really just want to enjoy the world, because if you don't make it to heaven, then at least you've lost two, right? But guy, listen, whatever you're doing, sit and think, is this why I was born? Is this the thing that gives me a sense of fulfillment? Is this what I'm going to give an account to God for? Why were you born? What is it that you have that you literally need to leave and give to this world? Jesus died 33 years old. But at the end, He's fulfilled the very purpose for which He came to this world, which was salvation. And I always say that if you can't put your purpose in one word or one sentence, you haven't discovered it yet. At most, one sentence. Why were you born? One word or one sentence. I want to challenge you. Put it in the comment box. Even if you don't meet this live session and then you come and meet it later, put why you were born in the comment box. I'm challenging you. Why were you born? Why do you think you are here? Why are you in Ghana? Some of you are always complaining about your environment and you want to leave and go to another environment just to conform to the standards of this world, because you want to get into what we call a greener pasture. Because you don't think that you belong to Ghana. You don't think that you belong to the country that you're currently in. You feel that, Charlie, you are here, but your spirit is somewhere else. If not you, who? You want to leave this this homeland for who? And eventually you come back and say this is your motherland. Why were you born? Why are you here? Why do you have the gifts that you have? Why do you do something so easily? For me, just put a camera on me, wake me up the same second, put a camera on me, and I will talk. Give me something to write on, and I would write. Even if I don't know, I would put English together. You understand? Give me an audience and I will speak. That is one of the things that I do effortlessly. So then, whatever I am supposed to be doing in this world has to involve me opening my mouth and speaking. I know that for sure. So then, the thing that comes to you easily, and sometimes it's not about even the school that you went or the degree that you have or whatever. It's almost always about the things that comes to you easily, the things that you're able to do easily. People will take 3 months to prepare. People will take 3 weeks, 3 days, a whole 24 hours to prepare for a presentation. Just give me 10 minutes. I'm ready. Sometimes I don't even need the 10 minutes. Because if I open my mouth, you would know that this is not coming from me. This is a gift from God. And that is what distinguishes me from people. And that is why I'm able to train. That is why I'm able to sell. That is why I'm able to convince. That is why I'm able to inspire. That is why I'm able to motivate. That's why I'm able to educate, empower. Because it all comes from me speaking to you. Me putting my thoughts in writing. That is why I'm here. And if I don't keep doing it, if I don't do this so much that I am completely empty at the point of death, then why am I going back to God full or with still surplus of what he gave me to give to this world? What does he need it for? Everything he gave you is for the benefit of mankind. And if you're not giving it to someone, then why are you still holding on to it? You know you're good at something, but just because of the world standards, you feel that, oh, this will not give me money, so why would I even focus on it? So get a job and still do the thing that you are called to do. Everybody has a calling on their lives. It's not just the pastors. It's not. Some of you take care of kids like eggs. You have a gift of taking care of nurturing human beings. And that's why some of you nurses are gifted nurses. You are not trained nurses. You are gifted nurses. When you see someone operating in their gifts, they go beyond training. They go beyond training. Training is just a plus to add professionalism to what they do. But they will literally stay with a sick patient overnight, 24 hours, 48 hours, not because this is what they are expected to do, but this is what they are called to do. You can feel it. When you go to your children's school and you see the teachers that are gifted, you know. All of us have sat in a classroom and we can tell the differences between teachers that are doing this for survival and teachers that are doing it as a demonstration of their gifts and calling. Nurses, doctors, teachers, engineers, pastors, even parenting. That's why people all open orphanages, because they are called to do this. This is what they are called to do. And without doing it, they find no fulfillment in their lives. Some of you are gifted with making money. And that's why everything you touch turns to gold. And some of you are praying every day, hoping that God will give you the gift of making money. Please, that's not your gift. It will destroy you. What you need is to focus on your gift, and God will connect you with someone that has the gift of making money. There are people that are gifted as kingdom financiers. And that's why you don't understand why they give so much to the church. Because the very core of what they do and the blessings they have is to finance the work of God. The moment they stop doing that, their wealth diminishes. What is it that you're good at? What is it that you don't have to struggle with? What is it that comes to you easily? That is your gifts. That is your calling. Why are you not focusing on it? Why are you always complaining that you don't have enough? What is it? If your standard of living is not standard enough, then lower the standard and move out. Get out of that 2-bedroom house. What are you using it for? Nobody is even visiting you. That car that you bought that you can't buy petrol, sell it. What is it? Who are you trying to impress? That woman, please, if she's meant for you, you don't need to impress her. She will see you for who you are and even see you for who God has made you to be. So if you think you need the car to impress that person, then you've lost it already. Sell it because you're going through too much. Why are you here? Why are you here? Do you think you're just here to add to the numbers? There are 8 billion people in this world, and a few of us are living what we are supposed to be doing on this earth. Why? Because we don't think that it would give us enough money to be comfortable in life. You think you came here to be comfortable? You came here to work. You came here to do the work that God has given you. And that's why when I see young people dying and all those things, I'm not quick to judge. Because if their work is done, if their assignment is done, they need rest. They need to go back to who sent them. You are here on an assignment. Your father is not just the one that gave birth to you. No. And that's why even Jesus told the father that I need to go about my father's business. Don't hold me back. My brother, my sister, please, Sunday is dear. Stop lying to yourself. You are not a socialite. You are not a celebrity. You are not an influencer. What are you influencing people for? What is it? What is it? These mediums that the world has given us is supposed to magnify the gifts that God has given us, and is supposed to be used to touch lives, not to show off. What is it? Why are you worrying yourself so much? Today this, tomorrow that. Now heading. So today, please don't be upset with me. Whether you listen to me or not, you can tell whether you are operating in your calling or not, because the more difficult the thing you're trying to do is, the higher the indication that it might not be what you're supposed to do. Should I say it again? The more difficult what you're trying to do is, the higher the indication that you may not probably have to be doing it. Because it comes to you easily. Trust me. You don't get tired of doing it. You don't get tired of doing it. Some people, your calling is to pray for the nation. And that's all you do. And that's all you're supposed to do. You are an intercessor. And when you pray, you feel fulfilled. You can fast for a whole community. And that's probably your calling, to put your stomach down, to hold off the forces that fight against a nation, the forces that fight against a continent, the belief system that the world is trying to impose on us and making it normal. Guys, hold on to your faith, hold on to your belief, because the world is fighting us every day. We are professing things that 10 years ago it would have been outrageous to even think about. Now we just say it. We are aligning with the world because we need to survive. We are taking small money and selling our belief, selling our conviction, selling our faith, because that's what the world says is the norm. That's what the world says is the norm. You're working and killing yourself every day in that job, and you know that your gift is to cook. When you cook, you love it. So why don't you find a way of cooking for the rest of your life? Cooking for people to buy, because your gift will make room for you. That's what the Bible says. It's not me. See, we worry too much. Sometimes we are praying for things that God has already given us. Everything you need for life and living is already provided. You don't need to pray for it. If He has commissioned you, He has equipped you, He has resourced you to deliver. That's what the Bible says. If you are not equipped for a particular assignment, you will struggle. You would cry. You would weep. You would give up easily. But if you are commissioned, you are equipped. I'm telling you, you don't struggle for the gifts that God has given you. You do it easily. And you wonder why people are like, it comes to you so easily, you think that you're doing something wrong. No. It's yours. Some of you are gifted with coding. Some of you are gifted with an analytic understanding. Some of you are gifted with just seeing solutions everywhere. Some of you are gifted with just being loving and caring and nurturing. So it's okay to want the iPhone. It's okay to want the iWatch. It's okay to want the iHouse. It's okay to want the iCar. Every I is fine. But even in itself, it tells you how selfish you are becoming. Anything that starts with I is an indication of selfishness. It's okay. Some people will say that because I don't use iPhone. I know some people, they are very, very close to me. But seriously, I mean, you're not on this world for I. Jesus did not come into this world for himself. It was for our salvation. So everything he went through, every struggle he had, every pain he suffered was not for him, because he didn't need it. And that's why no matter how disappointed people make you, no matter how sad you become at helping people, you just can't help yourself. You keep doing it. People have been cautioning you. You keep doing it. Last year you did donation, they didn't even thank you. This year you're already planning to do another one. You can't help what God has. See, the more you suppress it, the more unfulfilled and unhappy you become. You cannot help what God has ordained you to do. It would come up. It will continuously come up. It would come up till you feel like, and you see, when you still keep denying it, at the end of your life, that is going to come all together and will form your biggest regrets in life. I'm telling you. Some of you are married to people who are suppressing your calling, suppressing the demonstration of your gift. Listen, marriage is not supposed to stop you from the things that God has. It's supposed to actually help you fulfill the things that God has ordained you, commissioned you to do. Some of you are fantastic, creative people. Everything you can, and that's the one way to check what gift you've been blessed with. What is it that you do easily? For me, like I said, is speaking. There is nowhere that I'll go that I can't speak. Even if I don't know the subject, I can address something. But you see, I function best when I'm in an environment that is congruent or in sync with the message I have for the world. But regardless, I'm not intimidated. Oh, come on. Put me anywhere, I'll speak, because this is my gift. What is your gift? Some of you are distracting yourself with other secondary things you're good at. There's always a primary gift that you need to focus on. God is not a Confucianist. He doesn't give you too many things, and it's the world that confuses you, because you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. But of all the things you can do, there are two things you have to note. There's one that comes to you so easily, and there's one that you do effortlessly, which is so good when it comes out. Your food is so tasty when it comes out. Everything you do is spot on. That is to show you that regardless of all the numerous things you are good at, there's that one thing that you need to consistently be delivering on every day of your life. Every day. Every day. And that's why the less you do it, the more depressed you become. Because you are here for that assignment. But you are here in an environment that works against the demonstration of your assignment. Did you get what I'm saying? Because the world is set in a way that fights against the demonstration of your assignment, you will always have opposition when you try to do your assignment. And when you let that opposition oppose you and overcome you, that's when you give up. So you are here to make the world a better place, but the world does not like you doing that. So they will always bring you options to distract you. And that's why some of you are getting some opportunities that opening doors for you, making money, and letting you forget the reason why you're here. You need to stop yourself in the tracks and say that, no! The world is trying to take me away from my calling, and that's why they're giving me enough money to be so comfortable that I forget why I'm here. Because you see, the demonstration of your gift leads to liberation of lives. It liberates people's lives. It liberates people's thinking. It liberates people's bondage. It liberates people. And when you're not experiencing that, regardless of how successful you're becoming in your career, in your business, in your life, you are not living yet. So put it in the chat box. What is that one thing that comes to you so easily? So easily. Some of you now, you call yourself social media marketers, digital content providers, forgetting that at the core of the thing that you know how to do well is the gift that God has given you. So some of you are very good with social media and you act very well. So on TikTok, you are the best. Why? Because at the core of the things you're doing is your ability to act. So through that acting, what are you giving to the world? Are you giving relief to burdened souls? Are you liberating hearts that are broken? Are you letting them laugh and live light? What is the thing that you're doing? Because eventually when you find yourself aligned with why you were born, it provides for you. It provides for you. Trust me, it provides for you. It might not necessarily be as rewarding as you would wish it to be, because that is not why you're here. Or as rewarding as comparatively others may be. But be careful, because it is unwise to compare yourself to others. Why were you born? Why were you born? Have you been able to answer this? Or you are holding yourself back from admitting why you were born because you don't think it can make you a lot of money? Or it is not fancy, or it's not rewarding, or I don't know what your reason is. So for those of you who have found that thing that you do easily, for which you don't need a lot of preparation, a lot of rehearsals, a lot of learning, a lot of school to be able to deliver on, why are you not doing that every day? Even if it's just 1 hour a day, delivering on that. Out of 24, God has blessed you with 24 hours. Some of you are sleeping 12 hours out of that 24 hours. Every day, Yami. Continue sleeping. 12 hours out of 24 hours. You can sleep your heart out. For what work have you done? Anyway, I won't continue. But is it fair? If you are God, would you be happy that you've given a human being 24 hours and they can't even spend 1 hour living the gifts that you've given them? Is it writing a book? Don't worry whether people read it or not. What is your problem? Your book might be useful in the next 1,000 years. Your work, your assignment is to write it. If the title has come to your life, to your mind, write it down and start writing. Don't worry if your English is good. It's not your problem. For all you know, you're supposed to be writing that book in Latin. So the one that is supposed to translate that book will come. The book that has transformed people's lives are very, very simple books. Very, very easy to read books. The Richest Man in Babylon, very, very straightforward book. But it has transformed millions of lives. So if it is a book you need to write, don't worry, write it. If it's training videos you need to do it. If it's charity, do it. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it. And that's why I love this song. Sometimes you don't know, but you keep trying everything. Try everything. Try everything. Do you understand? Try everything. All right, let's go to some of my faithful audience. All right, thank you, Dovi, Ajo, Nanaraba. Nanaraba says, I was born to be part of courses to expand or expend my energy, time, cash, and kind. To be part of courses. That is powerful. So these are financiers, these are cheerleaders, these are encouragers, these are people that give hope, strength, and resources to people that are called to lead and champion causes. That is great. That is really great. Edna, hello, happy Sunday. Yes. And Araba says, can a person operate in more than one calling? Why not? Jesus was healing, Jesus was prophesying. Jesus was restoring. Jesus was doing so many things. All those things were gifts and callings that he had. But he had just one assignment: salvation. If he did all the things he did, he was preaching, he was healing, he was baptizing, he was turning water into wine, performing miracles. All those things are functions. They are things you can operate in, for which you've been blessed with. That's what I'm saying. There's so many things you can do, but they are all supposed to add to that one assignment, one thing that you're supposed to fulfill. So you could do so many things, but at the end of the day, what is that thing for which you need to do before you leave this world? So don't be clouded by your ability to perform miracles, your ability to turn water into wine. Some of you, God has given you the ability to turn water into wine, and you want to open a brewery. Meanwhile, the turning the water into wine is to just feed the people for a short time so that they can follow you to the salvation point. But you have stopped there, and you are making a lot of money from turning water into wine. You have turned yourself into a brewery just because of that small gifts that God has added to your grand assignment. Some of you have just stopped in the middle. Anyway, thank you so much for today. I know it hasn't been one of mine, but seriously, Sundays, just choose it as a day of introspection. Like, look into yourself and then just check. Am I just conforming to this world? Am I just living according to the standards of this world? Am I making decisions because of what people say? Or I'm really living the calling and the assignments that God has given me? And like Nanaraba says, the joy of living and fulfilling your divine calling and purpose, your assignment, is priceless. And beyond that, you get to give an account to God that says that I have fought, I have finished my race, and I am completely tapped out. And everything you asked me to do, I have done it. Can you say that to God if He called you today? Long life is not a privilege. It's a gift to demonstrate and to fulfill your calling and God's purpose for your life. Don't forget that. Thank you so much. Let's go back to my music, and I'll bid you farewell.